All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back once again. Run it back. The gang is back. It's supposed to be out last week. Some complications. We're out this week, and we'll be back probably the following because she's got to pick the movie. But it's Leo week over here at Run It Back, and finally doing a Leo movie. We're doing the Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio classic, The Departed. If I could do can any of y'all do a Boston accent? The Departed.
No, tried earlier today. There
we go. Ian's gonna be our Boston accent. Speaking of Ian, let me introduce the guys, the fellow host of this, because we're all co-hosts and no one's a lead host in this. Mr. Ian Hawley, how you doing this week, brother?
Good, man. I just parked my car in the Harvard yard, so we're ready to pod.
The Departed. Joining me as well, Mr. Adam Schubert. The Departed. This is The Departed. Shuby, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, I'm finally glad to get into the Leo filmography.
That is so disrespectful to call this a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Is.
You guys are absurd. He was in the movie.
It's an ensemble movie of all, because I mean, like, I think
we're not fucking doing this. This is 100% an ensemble movie, but this movie does not work without Leo. Leo is the driving force. He's the best actor, not to jump our categories, but like,
he's not. Mark Wahlberg's the only one with a Boston accent in this entire movie.
Okay, but see, I don't think that affects it. And also, Matt Damon has a great Boston accent. You just can't notice it because Matt Damon's actually from there.
Boston accent is shit.
Matt Damon is from there. Like, what are we talking about? He
doesn't sound like it anymore. It sounds like he's doing a bad impersonation of a Boston accent.
From Bostonians I've seen on Twitter, because I did some research about this movie. They said that they thought that Wahlberg was doing too much and that Matt Damon was the perfect amount of mellow of Boston accent.
Yeah, see, but as a guy who's not from Boston, I need more Boston.
Exactly. It's like, it's asking some people, it's like, oh yeah, is this Southern accent better or is this more?
And I hate Southern accents in movies because no one can ever get it. They all fucking suck. They all sound like they're from Georgia. Like all Southern people sound like, howdy, y'all, we from Georgia. Like, no, that's not all of us. Louisiana has an accent. Texas has an accent. But I will say Matt Damon's also great in this movie. I'm glad we're finally doing a Matt Damon movie as well. I think this is our first Mark Wahlberg. This was a great ensemble. So let's start off, Shuby, with initial thoughts on The Departed. To me, it's like this is right up my bag. Martin Scorsese, great direction. Leo, killer lead. Matt Damon, killer supporting. Mark Wahlberg bringing in the comedy. And just great black comedy, great dialogue.
Don't forget Jack Nicholson.
We're going to get to him. See, we're going to get to him.
And Martin Sheen?
Martin Sheen was great. Jack Nicholson, I have issues with.
The casting, what if?
I would have much rather I would have much rather who they would have gotten instead of Nicholson. Nicholson was doing too much, bro. Like he thought it like he should have reined it back. Like he needed to learn.
I'm gonna be the Boston real world Joker.
And you want to talk about bad accents? His accent was terrible.
Yes, I said everyone except for
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg has a bad accent.
Nah,
Matt Damon's is just too far gone. It's like me now. I could do a decent Southern accent, but I would have to exaggerate it a lot to get people to believe it.
You hating?
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna come to you for your initial thoughts.
You're the one that didn't even mention him in the supporting role category.
Because he was trash.
How dare you? So he's not a supporting actor then?
No, he is. He just wasn't good. He just wasn't.
Are you talking about Wahlberg?
Sure.
No. I would never disrespect Mark Wahlberg. I'm talking about Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, fuck that guy, right? He sucks.
But yeah, thinking about this movie, is this
why are we 5 minutes in and I'm already pissed off at Lyndon?
That's you. You did that. I didn't do anything.
Is this the first best picture we've done too?
Wait, what's up, Shuey?
This is the first best picture we've done too.
Might be. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know if we've done a lot of like the winner
all the films that
picture.
We were saying should have won Best Picture, and this one did. And like I'm glad it did.
We did the
Oh yeah, we did do The Godfather. I'm glad it won, but it was a bad Best Picture year, if I'm being honest.
Do you have that up?
I could pull it up while you.
I got it. It was Babel, Little Miss Sunshine, The Queen, and Letters from Iwo Jima. Yeah,
I'm glad this movie won. It deserved to win. Like those other movies are poo.
But don't do that to The Departed. It was nominated for 141 awards and it won 97 of them. That's like a 66% clip.
I think The Departed is
Oscars,
great.
too.
I'm just saying, I like. If
And
you
4
ask
Oscars,
me,
yes.
if you ask me, is this? I guess we might as well do this now.
Probably should have been 5.
Is this Martin Scorsese's best movie? I can't say it
Oh,
is,
we don't have
man.
to go there right now.
No, but that's
We haven't even-
but by you,
I mean,
by
we
We
you,
haven't even talked about the movie.
by you saying that, like, yo, okay, is this movie like? Am I shitting on it by saying it was a bad Oscar year and it needs to win? No, that's not me shitting on it. It's just the other movies were trash, and I don't think this is Marty's best work. To me, this doesn't beat Goodfellas. This doesn't.
Oh my God, we can get to this later. Let's talk.
Okay, all right,
Let's get to this.
all right,
later.
fine. We'll
End
do
of the
that'll
episode.
be the end of the conversation. Ian, your initial thoughts about this movie. Let's get happy about this movie because I love it. I do.
I do really enjoy this movie. This is like the 4th or 5th time I'd seen this movie, which, as you guys know, is rarity for me. I'm usually
That means
the
you
guy
really like it.
I do. I was turned on to it by a buddy of mine in college, and then I watched it, like I say, a few more times since. I was actually thinking about rewatching it this week since we had our technical difficulties, and by that I mean me falling asleep on the couch before we did the pod, so we had to push it a week.
I wasn't gonna call you out.
No, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. It's long, but on purpose and with meaning. There's never any down moments of this movie. The storytelling is very beautiful, crisscrossing the narratives, and it's easy to see once you watch it a couple of times through to pick up on all the small intricacies why people enjoy it so much.
It's very deliberately paced, but rightfully so. And like I like how you said how the crisscrossing weaving. I think you don't get Wolf of Wall Street's amazing crisscross of weaving without this movie. Like Marty was like, all right, Casino kind of was the initial weave, like big weave, how he did at the end of Goodfellas, because like Goodfellas didn't have it in the beginning. It was more so toward the end when Ray Liotta's on his coke fever dream. And then Casino really does it. This movie takes it to a whole new level of just like, all right, we're with Leo this second. Now we're back with Sullivan. We're with Frank. Now we're back with Sullivan. Oh no, let's go to Martin Sheen. It weaves in and out, and I think Wolf of Wall Street executes it probably the best. Just that style. But this movie's great. Shuby, Leo? Where does this fall? Is this like top upper echelon Leo? Because like we wanted to do a Leo movie and we couldn't decide, so we put it to a vote.
No. I mean, I don't even think it cracks top 5, honestly.
Ooh, you don't think it cracks top 5?
Well, it just depends because, like, even in the supporting role, like, some of the things he does with less time is like a little bit better at times. Like, it's not a bad performance by any means. It's a great performance, and like it really pushes the movie. Mm-hmm. But like, is it the best Leo performance?
I don't think he does the Tarantino stuff without this role. This role shows he could be bad.
That could be very true. But when you look back on all the performances, like not, it may have gotten him those other performances, but were those performances better than this one?
Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Django's definitely like number 1. Like that like Django's the one.
And he wasn't even in there for the whole movie.
Exactly. That shows like how much he was killer. I'm putting The Revenant in there because I rewatched that movie the other day. The Revenant's fucking great. Like when you see him getting attacked by that bear, like all that shit's great. Like that's just great acting. Now the movie, I have my issues with it, but in terms of Leo, he's phenomenal in there.
And personally, I think he was better in both Wolf of Wall Street and Shutter Island.
And I think Wolf is his best performance. I'm with you. So I got Wolf. I don't know about Shutter Island, though. I'm not going to... Ian, you can chime in on this as well.
You got to rewatch Shutter Island.
Should I put Shutter Island in there? Like, okay, damn.
Because, like, that movie is not a good movie without that performance.
Like, I don't have Inception, because Inception's just him being him.
He was better in
Inception. I don't have Blood Diamond or, like, Catch Me If You Can.
He was actually nominated for an Oscar
for Blood
this year for Blood Diamond and not for The Departed.
Warner Brothers chose the wrong movie. It was a big snafu on their part. But see, okay, so Django, Wolf of Wall Street, fucking what else did we say? Revenant. Y'all are saying,
You know, I mean, you can even argue some of the stuff before he did this, like Catch Me If You Can doing Frank Abagnale. That
see, I don't have Frank. I'll accept the one of y'all saying about Shutter Island, but I'm not accepting Frank Abagnale. I'm not accepting fucking Titanic. I'll maybe accept Romeo and Juliet and Basketball Diaries, but I still think he was better in this than those. Because early Leo, that's kid Leo. So
yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's
so I think this
Mike and adult Mike.
That's range.
I'll give y'all Shutter Island, but I think it falls in at 5. I think it has to fall in at 5. Like Wolf 1, Django 2, Revenant 3, Shutter Island 4, this 5. I'll give it 5.
Fair enough, and I could justify putting it above Shutter Island, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I did, like that y'all. You telling me I'm gonna rewatch it? I will. But like this performance, like the way he's undercover, and then just like the moment that sticks out in my head, and not to jump in front of our scenes, but when he's looking at Queenan fall from the ground, and he literally is tearing up, and then fights those tears back right when Fitzy and the undercover cop walk out, and he's like, we got to go. And he's like, he fucking like literally sucks his tears up without wiping his face. And you see the emotion leave, and it's right back to fucking Bill bad guy mode. And it's just like, okay, Leo was killing in this fucking movie.
He was. And I personally do like Shutter Island a little bit more as far as his performance goes. Because the reveal at the end of that movie, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's been like what, 8
Yeah, you can
years,
spoil it.
so.
We'll eventually do that movie on this show, probably.
I'm just saying his acting
Ruffalo.
in Shutter Island,
Great Ruffalo.
His acting in Shutter Island was like, he really just draws you in, and if you're not too in tune with how a lot of movies like that end up. Some of the plot lines become kind of predictable after a while. You might have been able to guess at it, but even to some of the more trained eyes, it probably fooled you. Just with his captivating performance,
that's fair.
It kind of sucks you in.
Now, Damon, is this good Damon? Like, I think this is good Damon.
Oh yeah, I mean, but yeah. Sorry, besides like him doing some of his stuff with Bourne, like this might be the best thing he's done for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like The Martian's up there. With like,
the Talented Mr. Ripley. If you haven't seen that,
great fucking movie.
He's really good in that.
Yeah, like younger Damon might be better than older Damon. Although like older Damon has like this darkness with him, like we saw in Interstellar when he's the villain. But like younger Damon is just killing it, man. Like you said, the firstborn, this Talented Mr. Ripley, and Good Will Hunting, dude's on 10, like just killing it.
Now he's advertising for crypto.com.
Leave my guy Matt Damon alone. So we'll do the Scorsese bit of this after. Anything else, y'all? I guess we can do Jack. Jack just didn't impress me in this movie, man. Like to say that this was supposed to be Scorsese, Leo Damon. Scorsese's with his new guy. He left De Niro and Pesci back after Casino. They don't work again until Irishman. This is his new group. No Pacino either. Okay, so if it's not Pacino, Pesci, or De Niro as the main bad mobster, I'm gonna go get the next best older actor, Jack Nicholson, and everybody's expecting Jack Nicholson to fucking kill it. I mean, he was kind of mad. He was doing too much.
They didn't really give him an opportunity to shine, in my opinion. Like they didn't write him into enough of the movie. Fair. Like, and with the plot, like you don't really get a good look at his organization as a whole. You don't really have that much of an idea of even what kind of business he runs to have created his empire. It's not about him. He is
it's more about Matt Damon, a
secondary
Leo,
character.
For sure.
Yeah. So he just, I mean, he does. I really enjoy, especially the scene where he's interrogating Leo. I thought Nicholson in that was just brilliant with how you can see him. It's almost like a Lady Macbeth type of scene where you just watch this man as he's slowly going insane. But again, I just don't think with how much of the movie he's in over the course of it, he's not really. It's not like you're watching. What's the movie with the old hotel that he has to watch? The Shining.
Oh yeah.
It's not. He's not the central character. So to knock Nicholson, I think is kind of unfair by Lyndon, but
I'm still gonna knock his ass.
Night.
But I will say that your criticism is fair.
I mean, I'll come in, I guess
your devil's advocate.
Lyndon, it's like when he hits the screen, and it's like what you were saying, Ian, with like you don't really know much about how he's created this empire, and like he just doesn't seem as a menacing presence until that Leo scene. Yeah. Where like you're like, oh yeah, this guy's like the boss. Like,
and then when you get into the background info, he's begging Martin to like let him do these coke scenes instead of certain other scenes. They're like, bro, you want to do these coke scenes? Go do some character work, my guy. Stop begging for you to throw a blow at this woman's ass. Like, dude, what are we doing right now? That's what, like, in the background, he's begging Marty for those type of fucking scenes. And me saying Marty, like I know Mr. Scorsese, the great.
Please let me just do coke off the stripper's ass one more time. Dude, I gotta get one more scene in, Marty.
Dude's fucking wilding, man.
It's like the Rick and Morty bit at the end. At the end of the
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I just need one more, Marty. Just one more coke scene, Marty. Coke scenes forever, Marty.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
It's gonna be me and you, Marty, and a whole lot of strippers and coke.
That's funny. But this movie's really, really fucking good. So we might as well get into it. Let's start off background. The Departed is a 2006 American epic crime thriller directed by Martin Scorsese and written by William Monahan. It's a remake of the 2002 Hong Kong film Eternal Affairs, which I can say for one of the few times that the American remake is better than the original, but the original is still really good, but this movie is better in my opinion. Eternal Affairs, and it's loosely based on the real life Boston Winter Hill gang, based upon the Irish gangster Whitey Bulger. The character Colin Sullivan is based on corrupt FBI agent John Connolly. And if you remember the Whitey Bulger movie with Johnny Depp, the Sullivan character that Matt Damon plays is, Schubert, what the fuck is that guy's name? I'm looking at him. He was in Green Knight. He was in The King. He's fucking like, he just had like a rebirth, and we were talking about him like, damn, this guy's doing old epic film great. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get his name.
That was in this movie?
Yeah, he was in this. No. He was in the Whitey Bulger movie.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember that.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on, give me a second. He was in Black Mask. He's who Matt Damon's character is based off of. Okay, not Jesse Plemons. No. Joel Edgerton. He plays John Connolly. If anybody's seen Black Mass, Joel Edgerton. That's the Matt Damon character. While Frank Costello is based on Whitey Bulger. The film stars Leo, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Vera Farmiga, and Alec Baldwin. A great ensemble cast. The film takes place in Boston. Irish mob boss Frank Costello plants Colin Sullivan as a mole within the Massachusetts State Police. Simultaneously, the police assign an undercover state trooper, Billy Costigan, to infiltrate Costello's crew. While both sides realize the situation, Sullivan and Costigan attempt to discover the other's identity before they're found out. The Departed was a critical and commercial success, won several accolades, including Oscars at the 79th Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. Like Schubert said, this is our first Best Picture film. It became Scorsese's first. Oh, go ahead. Oh, yeah, Godfather. True. It was Scorsese's first Best Director and Best Picture, which I think is fucked up. Should have won for Goodfellas, but we'll talk about that at the end. Wahlberg was also nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which I think he probably should have won. The film also received 6 nominations at the Golden Globes, 6 nominations at the British Academy Film, 13. And it was nominated for a bunch of shit. Like, I'm not going to keep going on, not giving all, but it's nominated for a bunch of shit. In January 2003, Warner Brothers producer Brad Gray and actor Brad Pitt bought the rights to the remake of Eternal Affairs. And William Monahan secured as a screenwriter, and Lady Martin Scorsese, who adapted Monahan's script, came on board as director. It was slated that it was supposed to be Leo and Brad Pitt battling each other, with Pitt scheduled to play Sullivan, but he declined to play the role because he thought he was too old to play it, to be Leo's opposite. So he said, let's get a younger actor. That enters Matt Damon. Also, Costello was not originally supposed to, wasn't originally supposed to be Nicholson, although Scorsese says Nicholson was his original choice. Rumor has it that Pacino was supposed to be Costello, but turned it down because he had to do something else. That's why Scorsese went after Jack. And to me, if this movie's Pacino, different fucking movie. Different fucking movie. This movie's like if you put De Niro or Pacino in the role of Nicholson, this movie might go.
But they're still going to be limited in the amount of screen time they have, and how
I just think they take it there.
Uninvolved they are in the story.
Yeah, it's just like like just the way they say lines, like fucking Pacino and Heat. Give me all you got. We're gonna do Heat eventually, but look at that ass. Like the way he just says lines, man. In supporting roles, he's just fucking incredible. Same with De Niro. Like they're just a notch above Nicholson. Like Nicholson's one of the best all time. Schubert knows in my ranking. I had Nicholson top 10. Schubert didn't even have Nicholson top 10. He was disrespectful. I think I had Nicholson in like the 8, 7, 6 range, but he's not better than Pacino or De Niro. Those dudes are, give me all you got. I gotta save it. I gotta save it for the Heat review.
You know why you have this take, Lyndon?
Why, Ian?
Because you can't handle the truth.
Oh, I love that movie. That's a great fucking movie. We'll do that one eventually. Too.
And a great line.
It is.
Jack Nicholson delivers lines just as well as Al Pacino.
Jack Nicholson is fucking incredible. Chinatown, that the movie you just said.
Tonight,
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Shining. Like Jack Nicholson is great, but then when he falls off fucking hard. Like
this is so disrespectful.
It's
to
just
say
true.
That he fell off because of this movie.
Pacino's still in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood kicking ass, baby.
How do you know that Pacino does any better with the small amount of plot line that he's given for the story?
Because I've seen
Why does
Pacino.
It make a difference?
Look, Bob, let me tell you.
Make a difference?
I've seen Pacino in smaller roles. In smaller roles, give 110 and elevate those films. So I was like 100%, like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if that's Jack Nicholson in the Pacino role, it don't hit the same. It just don't hit the same. He's memorable. Like maybe I'm a Pacino stan. Fans, y'all let us know in the comments. Am I being too harsh on Jack Nicholson, or is Pacino that guy? So we'll see. We'll see what they say.
I'm just saying this specific movie.
Yeah,
like, I'm saying it doesn't matter who you put in that role. There's still going to be a background character. You're still not going to know any more about Al Pacino's Costello.
You won't. I agree with
Nicholson's
that.
Costello.
You won't, but you'll feel. I think I'd feel the fear of Costello more if it was Pacino. To Schubert's point, I don't feel it until that when he's putting the gun to Ian's point, to where he's Vicious putting a gun and interrogating Billy, or even when he gets Mr. White to break his arm, like those scenes where it's like shows me. But other than that, he's just throwing coke off of bitches' asses. But maybe it's because I know too much about the background. But c'est la vie. Matt Damon, once Pitt turned it down, Matt Damon was the choice because Scorsese loved the fact that he grew up in Boston and that he felt close to the film. But other than that, everybody was pretty much everybody. Oh, funny thing is, Mark Wahlberg found out about this. He was like, he just begged Scorsese. He was like, yo, bro, I got to come on. I'm a Boston guy. You got to have me. I'm fucking Mark Wahlberg. and just wanted to be in it. And I'm glad he was, because when we discuss Six Man, this movie has a lot of good candidates for Six Man, but Mark Wahlberg might be a starter. So we'll have to discuss that when we get there. But
so you said all of them, like you said that Ray Liotta was supposed to be Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, give me the other ones. I knew, that's why I asked you. I told you I only had a couple.
Yeah, Ray Liotta was supposed to be Mark Wahlberg's character. And I guess then he took Mark Wahlberg over Ray Liotta, which made much better choice. And then De Niro was supposed to be Queenan.
Oh,
and
I'm glad. See, okay, Ian
was supposed to be Mel Gibson.
Right there, I'll say
Who
this.
was supposed to be Mel Gibson?
Baldwin.
Alec
Baldwin's
character, Ellerby.
Yeah.
Oh, so that would have been weird.
I'll say this.
And Ray Liotta.
I think Martin Sheen is a better choice than Robert De Niro as Queen. Martin Sheen makes it feel more warm, like a dad figure, like a captain next to the cold, like asshole of Mark Wahlberg. I think
I have an issue with with who De Niro is and the roles he had played leading up to that, I would have an issue if he's thinking of him as the police captain. Or Martin Sheen at that point is like coming off being on the West Wing. But everyone's like, oh yeah, this dude's already like, present.
Like De Niro's coming off a Heat, Casino. Like this is pre-Copland when he starts to make the change and like are doing all these nice guy roles, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and his career takes a little dip. So like, yeah, I wouldn't want to see De Niro in that. And see, that's where I can justify. I think Pacino as Costello works, but just because I love Pacino and De Niro would not have worked in this movie. I think he'd keep him away. I think those three names, Gibson, Ray Liotta, and De Niro, it was the right choice keeping those three out of the movie, especially Mel Gibson. Like,
yeah, and you mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio, who was supposed to play him, right?
Who? Tom
Cruise.
Oh, yeah, get him out of there too. What a fucking weird movie, man. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, how bad would that have been?
Tom Cruise trying to do a Boston accent is something that I wish they would have given us.
I don't think Tom Cruise couldn't have got as dark as Leo did, and I'm glad they didn't give it to him. Like Tom Cruise could have maybe been Sullivan, but not Leo. Like for sure, not Leo.
I feel like it just made it like the campy Mission Impossible effect to this movie, which is it would have killed this movie.
Yeah, I agree with that, Ian. 100%.
I just don't like Tom Cruise, but that's a separate conversation.
And we're gonna end up doing a Tom Cruise movie. That's great. Shout out to Color of Money, also a Scorsese film, and the movie you just suggested, A Few Good Men.
Yeah, and I that was by far his best role in my opinion.
Young Tom Cruise is the best Tom Cruise. Let's just keep it a stack.
I also haven't seen a ton of Tom Cruise movies. I just hated the ones besides that one that I saw, and I was like,
the ones from like the 80s and the early 90s that you don't think about are like
they're the best.
Really good. Like
Color of Money,
his other Scorsese, the Color of Money,
Few Good Men, Risky
Jerry
Business.
Maguire.
On the 4th of July is not a fun movie to watch, but it's a really good movie.
Yep, that one, Jerry Maguire, Risky Bit, like that early Tom Cruise is great. Tom Cruise. It's once he starts jumping on Oprah's couch, that's where he just starts fucking.
Which is around this time.
Yeah, going off the rails. But all right, let's get to
Scientology, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, let's get into the scene breakdown. So I start off by the scene of Frank shaking down the store owner and hitting on his daughter, all underage. I'm just like, Frank Costello, you dirty, dirty dog. You. The first scene I wrote down. Also, Frank and Sullivan meet, and basically he gives him takes care of him and all that stuff. And that's the intro. This is before we even get like the title card, because the title card comes once they graduate from the police academy. But the next thing I wrote down is Frank and Sullivan meet for the Friday. Frank convinces Sullivan to join the USB troopers, and then Sullivan passed the cop test. And then that's when we meet Costigan, and we see them, and then they both graduate. That's like, I wrote all of that down because that's basically the beginning, essentially.
Yeah, that's the first like 10 minutes or so, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the scenes with them in the office.
Nothing really sticking out there. Yeah, I don't think nothing sticks out except I did write down a quote. I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me. I thought that was a great Nicholson reading, one of his best in the movie. Got to give it to him for that one. That one's great. But then, like Ian said, I think the movie takes off once we meet Costigan, and then they Dignam and Queen and try to get him to go undercover. And my goodness, Mark Wahlberg on 10, baby.
The two differences in the interview, like the first one's the Matt Damon interview, and they're like, "Oh man, we love you. We want you to be a part of this department. Like, you're great. You've like, come a long way." And then
you're
Leo
too smart.
Like,
they basically tell him he's too smart. Like, who are you fooling? You're not a cop. Why don't you go be a doctor with that IQ? Like, you just don't look like a cop. You won't fit in, that type of thing. We know who your family is. They just shit on him.
Yeah, the family thing is the biggest part of that, because his family is, some they don't really expound on it too much, but yeah, there's some like trouble family or a crime family maybe, but but yeah, so they're basically like, fuck you, dude, you're just a mole, basically. Like, we don't think that A, this is worth your time, or B, this is worth our risk, with who your family is.
And there's a bunch of good Dignam lines in there. I just didn't write them down. Like Mark Wahlberg, everything Mark Wahlberg says in this movie is the best quotable.
Yeah, he was ragging on him bad.
Yeah, it was awesome.
it starts out with Queenan saying, "You know what we do here?" And he's like, "Yes, sir. I have a vague idea." And Mark Wahlberg's like, "What are you talking about, guy? You don't have any
The
idea
fucking
what we do
idea.
here. If you did, we wouldn't be very good at our jobs. Are you calling us bad at our jobs?"
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, and then just takes off from there. And it's like you said, he's 100%, full throttle the rest of the time.
He does not
Going
tone it
at
down.
him.
He does not tone it down at all in this movie. It's the same speed, same pace, 110% the entire way through.
You know exactly what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess from the first 10 minutes, one thing that is like you need to catch on to immediately is Matt Damon's character's connection to his friend from the academy.
Yeah, because that guy doesn't matter until the end. Quick question. Would y'all have rather that person be a bigger actor? Like one of the young guns in Hollywood, like
No.
a Bradley Cooper.
Well, then, I mean, at that point.
At that time, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would you have rather it been like some young and up and comer guy that we know now, like that could have stuck out?
That guy could have been a young and up and comer at that time. Like,
fair.
Let's see, like,
or maybe just like a bigger actor. Or would that have given away the twist?
Before he got on Departed, he was like on 24. He was a TV actor, and this was like, okay, I'm on Departed now. Maybe I'll get in.
Didn't get in. Like, I'm trying to think of what this is around 2000 and
it's 2006.
2006. Let me see like what the big TV shows were of 2006, because like
24 was definitely one of them.
I feel like
exactly, yeah.
Let's see. So you got The Unit, you got 24, you got What if Dexter was if Dexter Morgan was that guy?
I could believe that.
I mean, his career takes a very different path if he lands The Departed.
That's what I'm just saying. I feel like there's like bigger actors that could have done that role and would have been a little bit more, I don't know, made it stand out. But to Schubert's point, maybe that gives away the twist at the end. You want this guy to be kind of unknown, so he goes unsuspecting.
Well, and you don't want him to think that he's as good as Matt Damon. Like, you don't want him to think like they're on par. Like, you want him to think that he's like just a little bit a step back. And,
true.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Does Milo Ventimiglia work in that role? Because Heroes going on right now. Wait, is he too young?
Because I mean, that's also around when he was on Gilmore Girls too. So I mean, that was after.
This is season 1 of Heroes time.
Then maybe, yeah. I guess he would have been around the right age.
Or if you want to go a little older, what about Kyle Chandler? Friday Night Lights time. Him and Marty end up working.
He would have been a little too old.
Okay.
He could have done Dignam. Yeah,
he could have, but see, I wouldn't have wanted him as Dignam, but because Mark Wahlberg just kills.
But he could have done it.
Yeah, for sure. I was just trying to think of other guys in that role, because that guy's just a nobody. But to Schubert's point, you definitely have to pay attention to him, because at this point onward, he's fucking in the background doing shady shit, and you don't realize it until multiple rewatches of like, oh yeah, Anthony Anderson and him really just let Matt Damon just do that right now, and Anthony Anderson was against it, but because that guy talked him into it.
Semi-important, because like when you're seeing Matt Damon rise through the ranks of the police force,
he's always there.
He has allies.
Yeah, like, he does.
And you know that he has allies. You know there's people that are always gonna have his back, and like,
that's one of them.
He would never be a mole. Yeah.
No, for sure. You're absolutely right. Okay, so the next thing I have is Costigan agrees to go undercover. We then see him go to jail, and then boom, draw the title card. The Departed starts playing that great Boston music. I can't think of the song right now, but it's the famous "And I Lost My Way." That song. It's fucking great.
Stupid one.
It's not stupid. Don't do that. It's fucking great. So then we see Costigan go undercover. He agrees, and then he goes to begin his undercover work by going to see his down bad cousin, who's a fucking junkie. Well, he's not a junkie. He's just a dummy and selling drugs on fucking Frank's turf, which he's not supposed to do. And so he goes, meets his cousin. They go sell some drugs. Leo and his cousin sell drugs. There's a good scene where Leo changes his hat backwards to forward when he sees the cop like trying to code switch, get his body right. I thought that was a good moment of him being like, yo, bro, stop being a dumbass cousin. We gotta do this the right way. And then that gets us into the scene where they go to the bar, they meet Mr. White. Mr. White tells them to stop selling drugs. And one of the best moments happened where he's like, I'll take a cranberry juice. And he's like, cranberry juice, it's a natural diuretic. My girlfriend drinks it when she's got her period. What? You on your period? And then Leo just punches that guy. And then the whole thing breaks out. And Mr. White goes, he's not a guy you can, he's kind of a guy you can punch, but only if I tell you can punch. There's guys you can punch and there's guys you can't punch. And he's one that you just can't punch right now. And then the fucking guy starts making jokes again. And then Mr. White punches him. And then he's like, well, what do you have? Get him a cranberry juice. And he's like, what? You on your period? And Leo's like, fuck, I got to eat it. Great fucking scene. I love Ray Winstone. This scene to me puts Ray Winstone. I'm letting y'all know now. We'll talk about it later, but it puts him instantly in 6-man conversations just for this scene alone.
But like, what else does he do in this movie?
The ending, like he does a lot. Mr. White, man, he's the enforcer. Like if we're talking 6-men, I got Mark Wahlberg as a starter. So Mark Wahlberg can't win 6-man.
And Mark
we'll talk
Wahlberg
about that when we get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about we'll talk about that when we get there for sure. Should be. But anything y'all got on these scenes? I thought that scene with Ray Winstone was incredible.
Oh yeah,
I like
great.
that one.
It's like the classic, like not misdirection, but you know what I'm trying to say, like a setup almost, where you come full circle.
It felt like Goodfellas when they're walking through and they're introducing all the different Italian mobs. Like this is Mikey Francesi, and they're doing that whole scene. This feels like that version of it, but we're meeting just Frank's crew, aka Mr. White, his right hand man. The next thing I have is after seeing this, we see Sullivan's side of it where he's buying the condo. That's a little bit before, but I want to put that in there because that's important. We see his view and they're asking, how can he buy this? He's like, he has a co-funder or whatever. And it's like, damn, how does this police afford this? So like Schubert said, it's the duality of like Leo in jail down bad, having to go mess with his cousin, sell drugs. Meanwhile, Matt Damon, who is a state trooper, has like one of the best apartments in fucking town. Big time, are we sure?
Leo has to sludge through the mud to do good cop work, while Matt Damon gets to just sit in the penthouse and be a fucking crook. That's like the juxtaposition.
I mean, it's the work in the office, work in the field, you know? You work in the office, you wear a nice suit, you live in a nice place, get a nice paycheck. Work in the field, none of those things are true.
None of it at all. So,
also, he was single at the beginning of the movie, so he doesn't have any, you know, other than the maybe student loans or whatever. I don't know how that was in 2006, but he was just a police guy. I don't think he went to college, so he's got no bills to pay. He's living large, man.
So the next thing I have is after the cranberry scene, Dignam is explaining things to him over the phone or whatever. They go, what's his name of the departed? They basically say the movie's name in the thing. I had to write that scene down. The next thing I have after that is we meet Schubert's girl, Vera Farmiga, and Sullivan asked out Madeline in the elevator.
I'll let you go with that for this one, just because like I forgot how hot she is in this movie.
That's your girl. Or no, it's Tessa Farmiga. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. But you're a Farmiga lover, so you know.
Well, I mean, I think she's phenomenal in this movie. I mean,
she's great. She is. She kills it. The next thing I have after that is Costigan beats up some Italian gangsters, and then Sullivan goes on a date with Madeline, and I think this is a very interesting scene because it paints out like who Matt Damon is and like how much of like a good liar he is, and like what is a lie, what is the truth, where's like the real Sullivan, where's the fake Sullivan. I think this scene like starts to paint that.
Yeah, it's because it's like one of those things where we all know in dating, like sometimes it's hard to make a girl like yourself, but you got to make her like yourself and your alter ego. So it's like, he's working double duty trying to make this girl like him by simultaneously also lying to her. And she holds lots of cards with being a shrink in amongst the cops.
That's the thing, and that's an are we sure for me.
That's the kind of person you want to have on your side, because like once they get into that stuff like that, they would probably ask the shrink like, oh yeah, who do you think the mole is? Like, oh, not my boyfriend.
Yeah, true. But that's an Are We Sure? Like, is he that good of a liar to where she couldn't figure it out? Like, he's a fucking
But
shrink.
what does he even have to lie about?
True. That's a
Like,
good
she
point.
doesn't
Ian.
know anything about his work unless
Yeah,
he
she
tells
doesn't.
her.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Because he wasn't seeing her as a patient.
Yeah, and she didn't like
Really?
he didn't bring his work home with him, and like he made sure like he had his phone rule or whatever, and that's something that we'll get into like when like she moves in, he gives her the rules and whatnot, and then that time Frank calls and like yeah, so you're right, there is nothing she could have figured out. That's just me as an audience person looking at it. But the next thing I have is Mr. White and Frank search Costigan, and they break his
Mr.
arm.
French.
Oh, I thought his name was Mr. White. He was French White. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Mr. French.
Is it Mr. French? Oh, I could be wrong. I'm sorry. Mr. French and Frank search him, and yeah, they break his arm. What a good scene.
Yeah, one of the best.
Like it's
they
literally
re-break his hand.
Yeah, true. They re-break it. Yeah,
they cut that cast right off.
It is Mr. French. Oh, bro, he's like, I'm not wearing a fucking wire again. And like Leo's so pissed because like I'd have been pissed too. I'd have been like, yo, Queen and Indignum, why the fuck do y'all have me wearing a wire in here? Y'all know this isn't how it's not gonna work. They're too sketched out. We're gonna have to figure another way.
Yep.
Because
that was one fascinating thing of Leo's thing. Is like him navigating like these conversations with them, and it's like y'all don't understand. Like I have to do this. Like I cannot just like be giving you everything that you want right now, and you guys have to listen to me if I'm telling you what to do. Like because that's the thing. Like when you're the undercover person, and some of these other things that we see undercover people, and it's like, oh yeah, they're kind of doing what the boss says, but it's like this was almost scenarios where it's like, you know, you gotta listen to me, man. Like, yeah, I'm running the game right now. Like, you know, you are gonna fuck my shit up.
Yeah, if you mess around, you're gonna get me killed essentially. And like we saw that like this gang is not opposed to killing cops, and we'll get to that. They will kill whoever. So the next scene I have after that is, we find out a little bit more about Mr. French, and we find out that he killed his wife. Like, oh, damn, what a bad motherfucker. He was like, yeah, fuck that bitch. She was cheating on me or some shit like that. He had to gun her down straight up.
Yeah, Mr. French is a bad man.
Mr. French is a bad dude, bro. That's why. Up for 6, man. But I'm just letting the fans know. I'm pointing out why I will give it to him if I give it to him. But the next thing I got is they accept Costigan into the crew, and then Frank and Costigan talk to the preacher. Like, damn, they had the preacher down bad, saying he was raping little boys and shit. I was like, oh my gosh, Frank. That was a great Jack Nicholson moment, Ian, for your boy Jack.
It was, yeah, and. You start thinking he's going to go over there and mess with the nun, and then he's actually waiting for the nun to get up and leave. So I'm wondering, like, was his, like, you know,
he probably fucked that nun. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, no. Was that a game to get her to feel uncomfortable and then get up and leave the table
so you could go talk?
Like, was he just making the love eyes at her because he knew it would make her uncomfortable and she would get up and leave? Like,
or do they have a pass? Yeah, that's a good point. It makes it. Yeah.
Well, didn't he say to the other priest that like he was trying to bang the nun, or
I thought they might have banged.
Like I thought he was telling the one priest that he was like diddling little boys, and he was telling the other priest that he knew that he was fucking the nun.
Oh damn! You see, I'd have to rewatch because I don't know, but I knew he was telling that one dude stop diddling little boys, pastor.
That's what I took away from it.
Yeah, same. I was too busy focused on that to worry about the fucking nun. I was like, geez, Louise. Next thing I got is Fitzy gets interrogated by Sullivan, and then and what a scene. It's just like, that's an are we sure? Like, are we sure the cops would have let him? But like Schubert said, he has enough people in his corner to where it doesn't fucking matter, because they're gonna say our guy isn't doing anything wrong. He's just trying to do good cop work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're talking about when he gets promoted to.
No, I'm talking about when he's interrogating Fitzy, and he's like, call your mother. And he's like, they're in the room, and like he pretends to be his lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, this is right after the promotion, Ian.
He's just like getting information out of this guy because he doesn't know what's going on with Frank at that point.
He's just trying to save Frank because this guy got arrested.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, he's just, kind of holding down the fort from the inside.
Yep, exactly. But I was just like, man, how'd y'all let him do this shit? Like, dude's pretending to be a lawyer. That's so illegal. So illegal.
Well, he gave them what they wanted. He gave the police what they needed to know.
True.
No, that's the crazy thing about the job that he did, is that he would always give them just enough that they needed to continue
to let him be able to do this stuff. Yeah, he gave him just enough to where he never looked suspicious, and it's like he was doing a good job. And it's like, okay, keep finding out more, or keep you're just inching away, and it's like, is he though? But like she was saying, he's just chipping away, the right amount. The next thing I got, we found out that Sullivan has erectile dysfunction. I thought that was funny. That Matt Damon's character can't get it up, and that's why she goes and fucks Leo. Makes a total lot of sense. Crazy.
He's probably trying to keep up all them lines. Yeah, he
can't get it up. No, you're right. His life is too stressful. Yeah, no, for sure.
But hey, we were saying that Leo's life is stressful, but I guess he's channeling it for that release.
Well, no, Leo has a release, and it's this next scene where he goes and meets with the Vera Farmiga and scores drugs. That's his release. He's getting fucking high.
Facts.
He was like, "You're such a bad doctor. You can't give me drugs." I was like, "Bro, that does not work in real life."
Does it not? I don't
think so.
The guilt trip?
Tripping the doctor into giving you drugs?
I don't know. I can see that happening.
You think that'll happen? I don't think that would happen.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Fuck no, I'd be too scared. You gotta have the right amount of confidence and be the right amount of hot. Leo can pull that off because he's the right amount of hot.
Or the right amount of addicted.
Or crazy. It's the right combination of all three, Ian, my man.
Yeah.
But he has to be hot enough for her to agree to do it, and be down bad enough for her to be like, well, fuck it. We'll give it to him. This dude's crazy. He'll kill himself.
No. Emotional manipulation has nothing to do with your good looks, London.
Yeah, a little bit. She thinks he's
does it help? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It helps. Yeah, for sure.
But it's not solely dependent on that. You can get away with it.
Vera Farmiga's decision making in this movie is just
so bad. Yeah,
it's like
she's a bad doctor.
If you're a cop shrink, you shouldn't date someone
the cops. Yeah.
And two, you shouldn't date someone who just tried to pawn drugs on you.
Yeah. Fuck no.
And is your patient.
And as a former cop that went to jail. Like, what are you doing, Vera Farmiga? You're fucking down super bad. Go date another doctor. Like, what? You're dating below your weight class.
He's there by court order. You probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't fuck him. And that's why I'm saying hotness matters. But the next scene he got is Costigan goes to see the captain. Goes to see Dignam and the captain, and that's when he punches Dignam and Costigan's and Queen is like, what if anybody would have saw that? We had to arrest you. But I do have a quote from that. No, are we sure? Martin Sheen says, can you do it again for me, son? Can you do it again for me? And I'm just like, bruh, he just met you. Like, what are you doing? Acting like he's your son. Like, come on, my guy. But that's him, his paternal effect of trying to use Costigan's daddy issues against him. Martin Sheen's a smart man, bro. I that's what I thought of it as the whole time. Like, because Costigan lost his dad, he has some daddy issues, and I felt like Martin Sheen was trying to be that parental type to get him to do what he wanted.
It was also, he held all of his cards. Like, his whole life is in the hands of Queen, and so it's like, like, he has nothing.
Yeah, without Queen, and he's fucked. Yeah, he's just a fucking ex-con. Straight up. No, you're right.
Off the grid.
Well, yeah, because they can just cut ties with him, and then he's just stuck in that life. He's like, oh, well, fuck.
I'm fucked. Yeah, no, for sure. The next Are We Sure I Have? the next Are We Sure I Have goes into the next scene, which is the microprocessor scene. What the fuck are microprocessors? And then secondly, how does Queen not see Matt Damon doing one of these numbers in his fucking pocket the whole time?
Microprocessors are just the computer chips, are they not?
They made it seem like these things were new. They made it seem like they could launch nukes with these microprocessors.
Well,
that's part of my thing with this movie is that, like, when people are out here talking about, like, stealing microprocessors for their like, crime business. I'm just like, yo, like what happened to, just breaking down bars to steal, booze? Like,
No,
stealing
man, that's where the money is.
microprocessors. What is this? Fucking James Bond or some shit? Like,
I will say that this is the point of the story where they lose me for a second. Like, this is where it's like, all right, let's tighten up this story, make it a little bit, a little bit better than this red herring of microprocessors. Like, sell some guns.
It's the exact same as The Sopranos stealing a bunch of speakers from the audio truck.
But that's better. That's better than this.
Sense.
Yeah, because they're gonna sell it on the street and it's gonna be hot goods.
You don't think there's a market for processors?
Only to these Chinese people who are trying to start
Only
a war.
to this like really intricate stuff for some Boston neighborhood crime boss.
Some IRA shit.
Because the money is there. Why would I waste my time robbing 600 audio trucks to get all these speakers
because
when I can make all that money? When I can make all that money with one CPU cell.
I'm with you.
It's not the quantity. It's not the quality of the crime that you commit. It's the quantity. That's what you're saying.
These highbrow freaking crime.
White collar crime. Like,
come on.
Like, what are we dealing with? Are we dealing with my boy from Die Hard? What's his name? Fucking oh God, what's
Hans Gruber?
Yeah, are we dealing with the Grubes? Like, is Frank on Gruber level right now? Like, that's what it feels like.
Exactly. So I don't know. My whole thing is like I never really cared about the crime that was happening. I knew that like Costello and his group are doing bad things. I just never really cared.
Yeah, I only cared when they were murdering people.
I was just like, I know they're doing something bad. I'm more focused on what Leo's doing.
Same. But again, to my other Are We Sure? How do they not see Matt Damon typing with fucking old phone where you got to constantly press buttons? How do they not see him texting? That's Are We Sure? That has to be.
You mean Leo?
No, Matt Damon around Alec Baldwin, Dignam, Queenan, while they're doing the microprocessor thing and he's letting Jack know no phones. Like, how does Queenan not see it? And then when he's like, "Oh yeah, Pop," when he's talking and saying like, "Oh yeah, Mom's not coming home for dinner," Queenan, do you not hear like what the fuck he's saying right now? This shit sounds fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
When your undercover's talking to you.
Well, and especially when you're already like, wow, we're looking for a mole.
So does this make Queenan a bad cop? Is Queenan a bad cop?
Well, I just don't really think that Queenan was really focused in on like the mole.
Yeah, he was more focused on
as much as they should have been.
Yeah,
like they were more focused on their undercovers. Where like the people who should have been focused on the mole,
Alec Baldwin,
were like Alec Baldwin. And,
but like you said, he's
Matt
in
Damon's
his corner.
Boy.
Yeah, Matt Damon's playing golf with him, so like they can't. Like Alec Baldwin doesn't see Matt Damon as a threat. So
he says as much. He says like, I know it's not you, so that's why I'm going to promote you to be the person to find him. Like,
yep, and bring you into internal affairs. Like what? Like he's working with the fucking guys who investigate the cops. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love when Matt Damon's like talking to Costello and he's like, yeah, these idiots have hired me to find me.
Yeah, that scene's coming up. Don't you worry. But so yeah, the microprocessor scene really dope. Good Leo scenes. Good fucking Matt Damon scenes. Like I said, I have my Are We Sure with him typing. The next thing I have is after the microprocessors is Frank calls Colin's house and Vera answers. I thought that was a good scene. Vera Farmiga's fucking terrified. Like, and when you hear that voice, like, what the fuck do you think that is? Like, I'd ask more questions, me personally. Like, I'd been like, who is that? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm not just gonna take, oh, my job, honey. Don't talk to me about it. Like, bitch, you're a fucking cop psychologist. You hear about the job all the time.
I mean, we know she wasn't getting dickmatized because dude couldn't get it up.
Because he has erectile dysfunction. Yeah. So like,
she should have been asking more questions.
Exactly. Like, what is Matt Damon? Just a good kisser? Is she kismatized? Like, I don't fucking get it.
I love that apartmentized.
Yeah, you right. She goes dig in the apartment. Facts. Oh, Vera down bad. Next thing I got after that is Frank runs into Dignam and the captain. Thought that was a great scene. That was another good Jack Nicholson scene when he runs into Dignam and Queenan. Good moment. Next thing I have after that is Costigan finds out Costello is the rat. is a rat, and that fucks me up. When you find out he's an FBI informant, it's like, damn, that was a good scene where he's holding the gun to the dude's head, and he's like, why should I do this? Costello's a rat. And he's like, what did you say? Bang, bang. Say it again. He's like, Costello's a rat. Good fucking moment. Let's see. What else do I have after that? After that, I have they hold a meeting to get the social security numbers, and Costigan leaves, which basically, shows he's the rat on his side. But that's where he writes the citizens thing, which we have to pay attention to for later. And then I have he leaves and he goes, fuck Vera. Another down bad moment. Vera down bad for that. Like, fucking Leo.
She's not down bad.
Yes, she is. She's fucking her patient.
She's wrong for that.
Yeah, it's down bad.
Down bad.
It's down bad.
No.
And she cheated on her man.
Down bad is Leo.
Leo's definitely down bad.
He's just fiending for some drugs.
Fiending for Xanax and sleeping pills. Like, what a thing to be fiending for. Oh, shit. So the next thing I have after that is after he fucks Vera, I have Costigan is following Sullivan, and Sullivan meets with Frank in the jerk off theater. Boy, what an era was times back then where they had a jerk off theater. Like, men would go and like, no, bro, no. Like, would y'all go into the jerk? Like, be real. It's the 60s. Y'all going to the jerk off theater?
No, definitely not.
I would have to see it one time.
It wasn't even the 60s, dude. That was supposed to be the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in the 90s. You're right. But like it started like in the 60s. So were people like physically jerking off in there while other people are in there watching the movies?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you're going there for.
Jesus.
It's not a secret. At that point, like, they didn't have the internet, so the best you could do was a magazine. But if you want to see some real life,
some people might have been fucking, honestly.
Some people might have been fucking in there. That's a good point.
True.
Depending on how well the security and the ushers were. But if I was an usher, I wouldn't want to go in there.
Well, I mean, if they're jerking off in the seats, then what's the difference?
Yeah, fair enough. Good point. All right, so
you just hose the whole theater down after the movie's over, and you bring in the next crowd.
Yep, and this is the scene, Schubert, where he tells them they've hired me to find me inside the theater. And he's like, I own this theater, so don't worry about anybody following you. And that's where Costigan follows him and basically goes to see if he can figure out who Sullivan is.
Tense moments.
Yeah, it was great tense moments. And the way that he filmed it, it worked really well. The next thing I got
Matt Damon beats the fuck out of that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does beat him. Ian, would you say?
Yeah.
Didn't he shoot him?
Yeah, he does shoot him. Yep. And I'm pretty sure that guy dies. or if not, like Leo checks on him. I'm like, if I remember correctly.
I think he dies.
Yeah, I think he does die. Next thing I got
is grocery store workers were already planning the funeral by the time Leo got up there.
Poor guy. Frank and Costigan. Okay, so Sullivan follows Captain Queenan. Oh yeah, that's the next thing I have. Oh no, actually, the next thing I have is Frank tests to see if Bill is the rat. Bill passes the test, and he's like, "Well, Bill can't be the rat," so he tells him to go home. And that's when Sullivan follows Captain Queenan through all the stuff. And Leo's like, "Do you have a tail?" He's like, "No." They go meet him on 344th Street, which is very important because when Fitzy and the other guy call him, they give him the wrong address. That's where Fitzy and the undercover cop meet him. And they straight up throw him off a roof. Like, they throw a FBI, like, captain off the roof.
Please.
That's balls. No, the FBI, bro. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, state police.
Oh, no, state police. Yeah, you're right. State troopers. But still to throw the captain of the state troopers off the fucking roof, that's balls.
It's pretty savage.
Yeah, it's hella savage. And then Leo shows up. That's the scene where I say where he does the tear thing and he sucks it back up. They end up shooting the other undercover cop, takes him back to the place, and that's where.
Yeah, how lucky.
Yeah, bro. And then Fitzy was like, "You're a rat," and he's like, "No, I'm not a rat. I'm gone." He's like, "Why?" And dude's like, "Come over here." And he's like, "Why? Tell me why. Tell me why I didn't rat you out." And then he dies, like perfect thing. And then finds out the next day he was undercover. Now, do you think the media released that he was an undercover, or do you think he really was?
That's a good question.
That's that. Yeah, that was one of my questions.
I think he really was, because then he would have said that he was
ratted on Leo. Yeah,
I think that was the only reason he didn't.
I agree. Ian, do you think he was undercover?
Who knows? It might have just been something to try and smoke out the
other
actual criminals. Maybe the police were working with the
had an informant,
newspapers, to try and get the real rat to relax a little bit.
Fair enough.
If he really was a rat, he was trying damn sure to get himself killed. I mean, just get in the car, bro. Just stop shooting.
Yeah, true. That's why. Interesting point. Yeah, because if he's an undercover cop, why is he shooting at all good points? All great points. He might have been too deep into the life.
He could be shooting and just missing on purpose.
But he hit a guy.
I feel like he was undercover. Okay. I feel like he started as undercover, and then like when they got Leo, they
got too deep,
weaned him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude was too deep in and didn't want to leave. That's what it feels like to me. But okay, so after Queenan dies, the mob kills him, throws him off the roof. Dignam beats up Sullivan, which was a great scene. Fuck yeah, Dignam. And then this is when I have one of my quotes from Alec Baldwin. Here we go. Hold on. Where is it at? Oh no, I was in Are We Sure? Okay, best quotes. The world needs more bartenders. Great fucking line. You can quit. I'm turning in my papers. The world needs more bartenders. Go quit. 2 weeks with pay. I know that's dope. 2 weeks with pay. Go chill at your house, Dignam.
Take a little vacation if you want to.
Maybe buy a bar.
Exactly.
Needs more bartenders, right?
He was not doing any of those things.
No,
he was plotting his revenge.
He was, but such a great fucking line from Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin's really good in this movie too. We haven't mentioned him a bunch, but he did a good job.
He's up for 6, man.
His Boston accent isn't that bad, so it's bad, but it's not as bad as the others. So, but all right, the next thing I have after that is Billy talks to the undercover cop about why he didn't rat. Okay, and then Billy goes to see Vera Farmiga. She breaks up with him and ends the sneaky link. Poor Leo, super down bad. No more drugs. Sullivan then uses Queenan's phone to call Billy, and I'm like, if you're Billy, do you talk to him? Like, and he's like, you call, and then that's where I have another quote from him. You called this number on a dead guy's phone. That's a good quote.
Yeah, if I'm Billy, I'm not. I don't even know why he had the phone in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
as soon as I saw
the first time he
Queen
answers
die, I would have thrown that thing out.
The first time he answers, I thought it made sense to answer because he answers it and waits for the other line to say something.
But he calls back.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that was the mistake. But like,
only person I'm trying to talk to is Dignam. That's the only person I'm trying to talk to, and that's why I'm with you on answering, because it could have been Dignam, but when he hears no one talking, it's like,
or it could have been Sullivan, and he would have heard a voice.
The rat, yeah,
the rat. So like, that's what I thought. That was what his thinking was.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chewy. The next thing I have after that is the final mission, where Mr. White asked him to take the tail off. Frank asked him to take the tail off. He does, and then I wrote that line down. I go, this. Oh, he tells him, "This ain't reality TV. Get rid of the fucking tail."
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, man, great lines.
Just for the folks at home who haven't actually seen this movie, they're not yelling throughout the entire movie.
They are yelling. These lines,
they are in that line.
These lines, they are yelling.
That one, he actually is yelling.
And so the line is, "The world needs more bartenders." That's a lot. He's a yell. Okay, so
Lyndon just likes the loud parts.
It's really great. The final mission takes place, and then as the final mission taking place, Mr. White kills himself because he's getting shot by the cops. Sullivan kills Frank. Billy escapes, and then Billy goes to meet with Sullivan to get his identity back, but he finds out that Sullivan was the rat in the building. My biggest "Are we sure?" If you get your identity back, Sullivan's telling you about money. I don't give a fuck about that citizens thing. You don't want to be a cop anymore. You said you don't want to be a cop. This dude won't kill you because he doesn't know you're the rat. Well, he knows, but it doesn't matter anymore. Why not take your money and leave? Why worry about that citizens thing? I don't understand why Leo doesn't just take the money and go.
Because he wanted
to be
a cop. He wanted
the
to
whole
get justice.
movie was about him proving himself to be a worthy cop, and now he's finally got the chance to be a real boy. Like Pinocchio.
Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much he wanted his life back, and that was part of the deal with like him being sad about Vera Farmiga, is that he knew that they could never be more because he didn't have a life.
Yeah, and he wasn't a real cop, and maybe this could let him be a cop. That's fair. I'm just letting y'all know in real life, Lyndon would have took his money and dipped. I wouldn't have give a fuck about that citizens thing. Like, no, sir. No, like, how does this help you? It doesn't. You end up dying. But we'll get to that in a little bit. The next thing I have after that is Vera Farmiga heals the tape from Billy, finds out Colin is dirty. Frank's lawyer sent all the tapes to Billy and not Colin because he didn't trust him. They have a final meeting. The final meeting between Billy and Sullivan. Billy gets the jump on him. Sullivan begs to get killed because that's worse than death to him, because what Billy is doing is worse than death. After he kicks his ass, and then boom, Anthony Anderson's ass pops up. They're riding in the elevator. Open the door, and bang from Shuby's guy. Anthony Anderson walks down, bang from him. Fucking Matt Damon gets the gun, shoots the other guy who was like, we've been undercover this whole time. It's just us. Frank was gonna rat us out to the FBI. Matt Damon's like, bruh, no witnesses. I'm killing you too. Yeah. And then still nominates William Costigan for the Medal of Honor, baby. He promised him he was going to nominate him for the Merit Badge of Honor or whatever.
I think at the end of the day, he has respect for him, because
he does.
Like, he respects that like he was able to play the game the way that he did. So like, and it didn't ever affect him. So
the crazy thing is he ended up blaming it on the white guy. Like the white guy took the blame. Like, damn, bro. Sucks. And then
Matt Damon looks like a great guy because he's like, yeah, this guy is so amazing. I'm nominating him for the Medal of Merit, and then Matt Damon gets to reap all the
benefits of that. Yeah, you're a good dude.
You did right by that guy. Yep. Yeah.
At the funeral, question is the only reason Vera Farmiga doesn't turn Matt Damon in because that's her kid's dad, or is the dad Leo? Who do you think Vera Farmiga's child's for?
Leo.
You think it's for Leo?
Probably.
Yeah, because Matt Damon didn't have his pee-pee wasn't working.
Oh, yeah, erectile dysfunction. I'm saying it's for
pee-pee.
Matt Damon because she doesn't turn him in and rat him out. That's why I think it's for Matt Damon.
Well, and how long are they supposed to be? Like, you're saying that his pee-pee didn't work for months?
That's what I'm saying.
If not a year.
Dude took some Viagra.
Have sex that entire time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Dude took some Viagra. It's all good.
Yeah, they had pills for that by the 90s.
And then the next thing I have is Dignam kills Sullivan, gets the revenge, and Mark Wahlberg in the ultimate jumpsuit, pow, walks out, throws the thing like a badass, just does the damn thing. So, but I think I gave all my quotes. Do y'all have anything else that y'all have any quotes or anything before we determine the best scene?
No, I think you yelled. I mean, said them all.
Okay, well, what was the best scene to y'all? What's y'all's best scene?
We did kind of gloss over the interrogation.
Which interrogation? Which one?
The interrogation when Frank is asking Leo.
Oh, if he's a rat. That's your favorite scene? That's your best scene?
It might not be.
My best scene is.
I really like the Martin Sheen scenes too.
I was about to say they have some good Martin Sheen scenes. My best scene is the one where they're in the thing, and I didn't even mention this, when Alec Baldwin punches him at the microprocessor scene inside the thing with Sullivan, and fucking he punches that guy. And he's like, "You fucked up, and you didn't put the cameras up." That seems hilarious to me.
He just goes nuts on that guy.
I beat his ass, and Dignam's just sending jabs in the background, like, "Oh, y'all fucked up." So Schubert, you have to end the killing scene. Great, Ian. What you got?
Either that, yeah, okay.
No, go ahead.
Either that or the sequence of Sullivan following Queenan.
Yeah, that is a good scene. Queenan's death is a good scene for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's my secondary one too. Ian, what you got? The interrogation.
The shouting match between Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg is really good too. When he gets suspended.
Yeah, that's the one. The world needs more bartenders. that is a good one. That's a fucking great scene. And he's like, you don't need the codes, you want the codes.
Well, in the opening scene where they're in the car shop and Jack Nicholson is talking to a young Matt Damon about like, how he was successful in business.
Yeah.
That's a great opening scene.
It is.
But probably I still go back to that scene in the bar where Leo's being interrogated and you're just watching Jack Nicholson's character slip slowly into madness.
Fair enough. I love that. We all have great scenes. All right, let's go into best actor of the movie. To me, I wrote down Leo easy.
So best actor?
Best actor of the movie. Who you got? And this is actor/actress. Both are included. Well, I got Leo, man. Like, who else you gonna give it to? Mark Wahlberg is a good choice, though. I will say I do like Mark Wahlberg as a.
I think it might be Mark Wahlberg's second best thing he ever did, right?
It might be his. Besides, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might have this over Boogie Nights.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he was nominated for the
in supporting. Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was. So you got Mark Wahlberg, Schubert?
Yeah.
All right, Ian, who you got? You going with Jack?
No, definitely not. It's definitely either Leo or Mark Wahlberg. I could see Matt Damon, but
I could see Matt Damon too. Matt Damon is like a silent. He drops a quiet 25. Like when you hear people say, "Oh yeah, he dropped a quiet 30." Like he was scoring a bunch of buckets. It just wasn't too loud because you got Leo screaming over here and you got Mark Wahlberg screaming over here. Matt Damon goes undercover and is just killing it.
Yeah, a lot of blow-bys from the top of the key, but he's 5'3", so he only shoots layups.
Yeah, facts.
I'm just taking the analogy all the way.
So you go with Matt Damon?
No, I'd probably still say Leo.
All right, fair enough. Like I said, Leo easy, but Schubert point proved it's not Leo easy. Mark Wahlberg definitely is a thing in this. All right, winner of the movie, because I feel like that's the easy one. Winner of the movie, I said Madeline because she got away from Sullivan and gets his life insurance. Straight up.
Shit.
she gets the apartment, the life insurance. Like Madeline wins, baby. She's out of there.
I'm not living in that apartment that my ex-boyfriend just died in.
Why not? That apartment's nice as fuck.
Yeah.
No, dude. Especially
I live in it too, Shuby. Let's go, man.
No, you guys are insane.
You
guys
that
think,
guy.
You guys think
or I'm selling it and getting the money.
Why would I live in the apartment of the man that gave me emotional trauma and then got murdered in that apartment? You guys are absurd.
Oh, real quick, we didn't even
survival of the fittest.
We didn't even mention
woman is choosing to live in those circumstances.
Worst scene when that rat's walking across the thing. Like, all right, Martin, we get it, bro.
Oh,
like,
just beautiful.
Doing too much, bro. Doing too much.
I think that's where Pixar got Ratatouille from.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are y'all's winners? Mine is Matthew. Who won for y'all?
Dignam.
Oh, Dignam.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, Ian. I didn't even think about Dignam. Damn, yeah, he won. He definitely won. Killed Matt Damon and is probably the captain now. Like big dog in charge.
Or he's a bartender.
Or he quit the force. There's two lives for Dignam. He either quit the force or he's a captain. And I could see him quitting the force. I could.
Well, they said at one point that he had turned in his papers, right? I thought like after that scene where he gets suspended, they mention it just kind of.
I thought he was, like, yeah, but I thought he was just
he
clowning.
Turned in his papers, he's gone.
Or maybe he's the new Costello.
Maybe he's the new Costello. Who knows? But Dignam, that's a good choice, Ian. Schubert, who you got winning? Dignam. Okay, solid. So 2 Dignams and a Madeline. Madeline, collect that life insurance, girl. All right, loser of the movie, Billy Costigan. Big L's, dog. Big L's. Dude lost the entire movie. Like, no wins.
Well,
Yeah.
he did have sex with his
His therapist, yeah. 1 win. Excuse me. And got drugs. 2 wins.
he got a lot of drugs. That's
Yeah,
a
he
lot of
did.
wins.
So who do y'all have losing? I got Costigan. Sullivan's a good answer too.
Losing. Does Alec Baldwin's character die?
No,
No.
he's alive.
He makes it.
He's alive. Okay. I would say Queenan.
That's a good choice. Yeah, getting thrown off the roof and not to see your kid finish at Notre Dame.
Just to be different, I'll do Sullivan's little minion Berrigan, because like dude was supposed to be like Sullivan, pretty much had the same come up. They wanted he was a cop rat,
and
but
he
didn't get all the perks,
and he gets killed by Sullivan.
And he gets killed by Sullivan and did all of his dirty work.
And doesn't get that high-rise apartment. You're right. That dude's a fucking loser. Berrigan.
Yeah.
What a bum.
And the actor who played him didn't get no more roles.
Hey, big L's in life. Fuck with that. Schubert got the best loser. So Schubert has Berrigan. I have Costigan. Ian has who did you have? Ian Queenan. Ian has
Queenan.
I'll find a way to find the good loser.
You got the best one, Shuby. I'll give it to you. Now it's time to get to 6-man, the toughest category we have had in a while. Okay, starters. Costigan, Sullivan, Queenan, Dignam, Frank. Starters. I think that's fair starters. No, any objections? No, Ian, no objections? No. Nice. No objections. All right, who's y'all 6-man? Is it Alec Baldwin?
No, we didn't say the girl, right?
Yeah, Vera Farmiga's not a starter. She's up for 6-man. I love Ray Winstone as a 6-man, man. Dude was killing it. Dude was on 10.
It's not a bad one.
Not a bad one.
It's got to be the girl. She's the love interest of 2 of the main characters. She's like a central piece without being a central piece. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I get that answer, Ian. I definitely do. That's the easy choice for sure. I see it. Oh, man. Schubert, are you giving the Vera Farmiga too?
No, I'm going to give it to Alec Baldwin.
Nice. Okay. So we'll all be different. I'm giving it to Ray Winstone, baby. Let's go, Mr. French. I see you out there killing your wife and shit. Dude's a 6-man, if I ever saw one. Came in and dropped quick 15 and then shot himself on the way out like a true baller. Like, just got up out of here. Ian has the woman who got her life insurance. I gave Madeline winner of the movie, so I couldn't give her 6-man. And Schubert got Alec Baldwin. All right, that's all the categories now. Is this Martin Scorsese's best movie before we do the ranking? No. Like, Goodfellas is definitely better than this fucking movie, huh?
Yeah, and probably Taxi Driver too.
And Wolf. Yeah, so those 3 are definitely better than this. I'll say this is better than I like King of Comedy a lot, but I'd say this is better than King of Comedy, and I'd say this is better than the boxing movie Raging Bull. But like those 2 at any given Nah, this movie's better than The Irishman. I'm not Schubert, is The Irishman better than this movie?
If it was shorter.
Yeah, fair enough. The Irishman is just too long, Ian. It really is. So
yeah, it's probably better than Mean Streets. I didn't really like Mean Streets.
You didn't like me? Oh, I love Mean Streets. See, I'm gonna objectively say this movie's better than Mean Streets, but Mean Streets is like in my top 5 personal favorite Martin Scorsese's. Like I love
Cape Fear,
and I love King of Comedy. Both of those
better than After Hours.
Yeah, it is better than After Hours, and it's better than Gangs in New York. As much as I love Gangs in New York.
Yeah, it's better than Aviator.
Yep.
Better than Shutter Island, objectively.
It's top 2. It's top 3 Martin. It's top 4 Martin Scorsese.
It's top 5.
Yeah, Goodfellas. Goodfellas. It's fucking Wolf.
It's floating right there around 3.
What's the other one we said? Goodfellas, Wolf, and
Taxi Driver.
And Taxi Driver. Yeah, so it's right there at 4. You can have Shutter Island. So I see it. What do we rank in this? I'll start with you, Ian, since you never go first with your ranking. Out of 10, give it to me.
I go first like every time.
Do you really?
I think he does.
I don't know. That might be a lie.
I'm pretty sure me or Schubert goes first like every time.
Out of 10.
Out of 10, is it going to dethrone the Run It Back King, The Godfather?
Oh God, no! Are you kidding me?
No, it's
that,
not.
That would be disrespectful.
That's a fact. That's why we need to redo Pulp Fiction, which y'all giving it an old 8.4. I'm still upset about
It doesn't matter. It's still not beating The
Pulp
Godfather.
Fiction.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying Pulp's a 9. But let's continue. Where we at with this?
Then this is a 9.
This might be a 9.
I'm gonna say 8.3.
8.3.
Oh,
okay,
God.
that's low, but I'm not mad at that. Schubert, where you going? Ian's at 8.3.
On the low end, I was doing 8.5.
Yeah, that's with me too. I'm giving this like a solid 8.6, 8.7. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right around that too.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go 8.7. Schubert, what you going?
I'll stay at 8.5.
8.5. Oh, I'm going 8. I'm going 8.6 then. I'm 8.6. Schubert's 8.5.
That makes it like
Ian's
8.3.
8.3.
8.45 or something.
It's 8.46 repeating, so we're going to round it up 8.5. It just beats Pulp Fiction. One by 0.1. I don't know about that. But which is fine.
You dropped down from an 8.7 to an 8.6, so don't give me that.
Yeah.
Pulp's a 9 in my opinion. Fuck out of here. Y'all brought Pulp down to 8.4.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant there should have been more distance.
No. I'm saying Pulp's a 9. Like, y'all, Ian, you rated it an 8, and Schubert had it at like a 7 something. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I definitely rated it the lowest of all of us because you were mad at me for like.
Well, then Schubert had an 8.5. Then you had 8.
I might have had it at 8.
Like y'all
I
both
didn't hear
had
the end of it.
Like, oh my goodness!
It was also, wasn't it the first movie we did? Like,
yeah, it was. We didn't have our mojo.
Like no basis.
Yeah, so we're gonna redo Pulp Fiction at some point.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We barely got
There's
this.
Too many movies.
We're gonna redo it, but that's pretty much all we got this week. I'm thinking the next one. Y'all want to do Heat?
Oh, did you want to talk Best Leo?
Well, we did already. Yeah, we talked Best Leo in the beginning. We talked Best Leo in the beginning. What are y'all feeling next? Y'all want to do comedy next, or do y'all want to do another prestige like movie like this?
I kind of want to do another one, but I'm kind of like thinking maybe we should go farther back.
Ooh, how far back? Like, what you talking? Like All the President's Men?
No, like 80s.
Citizen Kane?
Oh, no. God, no. Not yet.
Not that far?
Not yet. What you want? Color of Money? What you want? We don't have to do another Scorsese. Yeah, no, for sure. What you want to do? All the President's Men? That's a good one. That's 70s.
Yeah, I like that movie.
That's a really fucking good
seen
one.
that.
You've never seen that?
You've never seen
All the President's Men?
Oh, we're doing it. We're doing that movie's fucking good.
It.
We're doing it. Yeah, that movie's great. I love newspaper movies because I love Spotlight. Spotlight's a fucking good movie too.
I've never seen that either.
Even though Spotlight's about a bunch of raping kids, but like it's still a fucking good movie. Mark Ruffalo. They did it, Robbie. They did it. They raped little kids.
Jeez.
Such a good line.
Why is it always with the yelling the lines?
That's how he did it. Watch Spotlight. I'm acting it out. But yeah, no, we'll do All the President's Men next. That'll work. And I think it's on HBO Max, so y'all can.
It is. It's sitting on my HBO Max my list right now.
So y'all can get prepared for next week and watch it. So, but Ian, tell the people where they can follow us at on social media. Where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on social media at IanBWT on Twitter. I haven't tweeted in probably a month or two now, so it's going to be a really welcome addition to your timeline. And you can follow me on Instagram at IanHawley12. Also very inactive.
He just sends reels.
Late. I really do.
He sends me reels. I enjoy them.
I do Instagram for the memes. I really don't use Twitter at all since like high school. Like just not a social media guy.
And I've started moving off Instagram in that respect for the TikTok stuff.
TikTok is my thing. I don't use Instagram. TikTok is my shit. TikTok and Twitter, man. That's where I'm at.
Oh, you guys are absurd.
Film TikTok is incredible, Ian. Like there's some good shit.
Are you doing dances on there, Lyndon?
No, fuck no. I make anime videos.
Doing anime reviews.
Yeah, I do anime reviews. I kill it, bro.
Okay, that makes a little bit more
Schubert needs to start doing movie reviews. There's a lane for that out there.
See, like I just haven't. My algorithms haven't hit enough where I'm seeing enough content that's inspiring me. Like I just don't know what the movie talk.
I'm gonna send you some. Yeah. Don't worry. But
Schubert just uses the TikTok to promote his OnlyFans.
No, I follow him. He hasn't posted anything. He just lurks.
Oh, he's just thirst trapping.
I barely go on. That's the thing. Like, I watched like several a week, but I got stuck on the dog one. So like I just get the dog ones and like.
Oh my gosh,
you're on dog football.
Oh, okay. So he's on Sports Talk. Got to get him on Movie Talk. But should we tell the people where they can follow you at on social media?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ASugar14, Letterboxd, and we were just talking about TikTok at AdamBWT.
Bros Who Binge out now.
You listen to the Bros Who Binge. It's out now. You know, continuing to review Peacemaker and Book of Boba Fett or Mandalorian, whichever one.
Where it's at now. That new episode. Jeez, you watched it? I know you did.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We thought you thought they went left last week. This week
they went like reverse.
Bro, fucking Cad Bane, baby. Let's go. And they even brought in our guy. We called it Timothy Oliphant.
Oh yeah, always good to see an Oliphant.
I know, but now his ass is dead now.
Man, now be dead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the next Bros Who Binge. But check out the one before this one. Check it out. Like Schubert said, follow me at LinBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Be sure to check out the latest Bros Who Think podcast. Check out Bros Who Binge, Anime Talk. All new content out, and next week we'll have new Anime Talk, new Bros Who Binge, a lot of good stuff, and the new running back. We're gonna do All the President's Men. I'm excited. That's a fucking really good movie, and I can't believe Schubert didn't see it. So y'all can be on the lookout for that probably next Thursday or Friday, and then after that we'll probably do a comedy and then get back to some prestige shit. But until next time, for Ian, for Schubert, my name is Lyndon. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, peace.